Well, let's go back to the studio and hear what Natalie and the guys made of that.
Welcome back to Match Day Live. City have been beaten 1-0 at Anfield. A lot of talking points from that second half, so thankfully I do have Dickov, Shaun Goater and Shaun Wright-Phillips with me still in the studio as we are going to dissect some of those controversial decisions. And it is the second show in a row where we are spending full time talking about controversial VAR decisions. Shaun, how are you feeling?
Vex, a very, very angry man. The VAR decision, I think it turns the tide in the game. I think Liverpool players kicked on after that, and I also think the Liverpool fans got behind them after that decision as well. So I think for me that turned the game, and I just don't get why the actual camera would be in the tunnel where everybody can, in a way, influence the referee and see exactly what's going on.
What did you make of the decision to overturn the goal?
I think it's quite soft, to be honest with you. I think they were both at it. Difference is, I just think at the time he got the better of him. If Fabinho gets the better of him, then nothing really happens, really. Fabinho comes away with the ball. But I think out of all of it, there's still a lot left in the game to do. There was for me, no advantage made too much in that. They still had to get past 4 players, which they did. It goes in and they disallowed the goal.
So, in case you haven't seen it as of yet, City score, and then, to be fair, right away, Shaun, you thought maybe there was something. However, we all wondered if they were looking at it because Alisson had both his hands on the ball at the time that Haaland had gone in. Now, it was 50-50, I think we all decided, so we felt safe at that point. It was then that we realised that they were actually pulling it back, which I want to count it when I see the replays, but 5 or 6 passes back, a good 20 seconds before the goal is scored. They're actually pulling it back to what they are saying is a foul that Haaland did on Fabinho. Now, please, I'm going to ask the people that have played the game, what did you make of that foul?
As Shaun said, it's soft, but they were both doing the exact same thing. You know, the biggest thing for me about it was I don't think Anthony Taylor or the VARs, that's the quickest decision I've ever seen. They could not wait to send him to the screen, and he could not wait to give it.
Yeah.
And it was just, I think, 2 angles they showed. If they showed it all the way around, they'll see both players are at it. It must have happened 500 times in that game.
Yeah.
Where the duels are coming together. So, and then I would love, like you said, Natalie, I would love to know how far back they brought it. And was it clear and obvious, or is clear and obvious a thing again now? You know,
I don't know if it's a thing anymore. Like that is the statement that we've been hearing since VAR came out. But given the one-on that we had from Copenhagen, which was not clear and obvious handball to me, that didn't look clear and obvious. So I'm guessing it's not a thing anymore.
I don't know. But and we won't find out because they won't come out and explain themselves about what's happened anyway. But I just thought that the decision to give it was so quick.
Yeah.
The decision to send him over was so quick. And then he's gone into the tunnel where all the Liverpool fans are. And then you fast forward, some of Anthony Taylor, look, he's one of our top referees. And we do know I don't like moaning about referees that often, but even when we've broke, when Jürgen Klopp gets sent off, we're in an unbelievable position for a counter-attack. Surely he's got to let that attack happen and then go back and send them off and not stop the game at that time. So, look, in all the big games, give Liverpool credit. It's best I've seen them defend for a long time. Still think we were the better team, but in the big games, you need a little bit of luck. And you need decisions to go your way, and we didn't get any of that today.
Yeah, when City broke in the second half and he blowed up to send off Jürgen Klopp, I think we were all a bit baffled. What did you make of the big decisions in the game, Shaun?
Well, I agree with you boys. I think, you know, Haaland on the initial sort of challenge, I don't know how many passes was back, but I think it was a bit of physicality. And as Fabinho comes to him, he also then gets aggressive because the initial contact on him. And so he's pulling Fabinho. Fabinho is also sort of pulling or pushing him, if you like. And so it's one of those where you could get a foul, you could also not get a foul. But I think there's initial contact on Haaland as well that's made him go sort of aggressive towards Fabinho. I'm sort of disappointed because, again, what you're saying about the cameras being in the tunnel, and it's literally as though the camera's here and the fans are literally 2-3 yards away, and you think, how is he supposed to just focus when you've got Liverpool fans right there just saying, oh, it's a penalty, it's a clear, you know, that'll influence you. Any human being, it would influence you. So that's, if anything, I mean, we were talking about it should have been either further down the tunnel so there's no fans either side of you, and he just looks at it. But he comes away and he makes a decision in you know, nanoseconds. But I have to give credit to Liverpool because it's a brave decision from Klopp in terms of not playing Trent, because we know how good he is in terms of in possession with his passing. Didn't play him, and at the end, you could say tactically it's worked for him. Yeah, for me, disappointed from the point of not getting some really good clear-cut opportunities. Saying no one's really played bad, but we didn't really create. Where we said that's a brilliant chance for us.
I think Liverpool was sat that deep and that compact, and there wasn't really any spaces in between the lines for people like KDB and Bernardo and Gundogan to take advantage of. So they got half chances, which normally the players will take. Yeah, it's just one of those games, and like Paul said, sometimes in those big games you need that little bit of luck, and we just didn't have either today, luck or the decisions.
So if you've watched us before, which I hope, of course, you have, you'll know that I do enjoy rules and I do enjoy spending time looking to find the rules. I can't find anything as of yet, but I will be when I get home trying to find out some more VAR rules because I am just baffled by it at the minute. How far back before a goal is scored is VAR allowed to intervene? I've genuinely no idea. And also the point that the gents make about the area around the VAR screen. At the Etihad, there is a section that is marked off that no one is allowed to go into. Clearly, there's got to be some sort of formal thing that is the same in every ground. They've got to find the space to put it somewhere. And if they don't have the space, then we can't have it. So I'm going to spend some time finding out the rules because it frustrates me. Now, looking at the league table, Arsenal still top of the league. They beat Leeds today, which seemed to have been some lucky decisions in that for them as well. 27 points Arsenal are on. We are in second, 23 points. So we are 4 points behind Arsenal. However, it is, of course, worth remembering right now, we have not played them yet. There is 6 points worth to play there to Arsenal with a 4-point lead over us at the minute. Spurs are also on 23 points, but of course we have the best goal difference in the league by a mile. So we are second. Spurs are in third. You do have to go down into 8th to find Liverpool, who are on 13. So still 10 points behind us. So how, in terms of that loss and the league, Paul, how are you feeling?
Yeah, still super confident. You know, we've still got to play Arsenal a couple of times, and Arsenal are on a great run. But the thing I always come back to, and it's a bit boring now, is the strength and depth we've got as a squad. I don't think the other teams have got that. You know, Arsenal have been great. Mikel's done a great job, but they get 1 or 2 injuries. They've not got like-for-like replacements like a lot of the teams have. That's disappointing today, but I think if you said to anybody in the middle of October and we'd be 10 points clear of Liverpool at the start of the season, they've snapped their hands off.
Yeah, I just wish we were playing. Of course, the game against Arsenal that was supposed to take place this week has been postponed. Oh, I'd love to be going in and playing them right now and bouncing back. But we do have a week now, Shaun. Everybody else, apart from us in Arsenal, plays midweek in the Premier League. We have a week. Is that a good rest, or would you prefer to be playing straight away again?
Well, there's so many games between now and the boys when they have the actual break for World Cup. So I think Pep will look at it and analyse it. The one good thing in terms of our record, whenever we've had a loss, we go on these great runs. So, you know, this is a great thing. He'll look at, you know, obviously the game and tactically how we'll approach it, get the boys rested up, recovered, and we'll go again. And I'm sure we'll put on another brilliant display. Again, I think for a neutral, I think it was an absolute brilliant game in terms of both teams sort of going at it and really pushing. But we just needed today, I think, a little bit of the rubber green from the referee as well.
Yeah, definitely. So next weekend, Shaun, our next game, we are taking on Brentford in the league, or Brighton in the league even. Look, Brighton are having a good season. They're up in 7th. They've had some good wins this year. What do you make of that game with a week to go?
It's going to be a tough game. I think that the one good thing to look forward to is Brighton ain't going to sit back. Brighton are going to play their game as we know they do and try and control the game. So it sets up to be a good game, but I still think City have too much for Brighton right now especially, and I just think they'll bounce back. And I think the week's rest is perfect for the boys. It's something that they will need and everyone will need just to refresh and hit the ground running again. And like Goat said, the last time they lost, they bounced back and went on a long run. Hope it's this time again now.
Yeah, and of course at home on Saturday as well. So we'll get back, we'll get sorted, we'll get back on the right path again, won't we, Dickie?
Of course we will, but no, I think Pep will be pleased with the actual performance.
Yeah, they played.
We went to Anfield and dominated, and not many teams do that. Liverpool have to change the way they play. And the better team lost. That's not sour grapes because we're all bluesing here, but it's true. But the lads have both said it. Whenever we get a defeat, we bounce back and go on a ridiculous run of 10, 12, 14 games unbeaten. And the same thing will happen again, no doubt about it.
Definitely. And, you know, I'm sitting there thinking that the Etihad will be absolutely bouncing. It's going to be rocking, I think, because we know how we recover when we've had the odd loss. Looking forward to it and knowing that, we need to, again, get back to winning ways. So I know the Etihad will be bouncing.
Shaun, thank you so much. Thank you, Shaun. Thank you, Paul.
Special mention for Bernardo Silva. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Please,
by the way.
He was
sensational.
It was unbelievable.
Wow, I love him. What a man. What a man, yes. Big thank you to you all for joining us on Matchday Live today. Matchday Live will be back next Saturday with Jolyon Lescott. He's going to be back from Cape Town. Andy Morrison and Steve Howie will be with you next Saturday. And don't forget, tomorrow night we have the very special Ballon d'Or show for you with myself and Shaun, and we will have some other special guests as well. So thank you for joining us today. Not the result that we were hoping for, but hopefully the words of the guys have left you feeling a little bit positive. We're back next Saturday. We will bounce back. Still 10 points ahead of Liverpool.